What's up, guys? So in this video I want to talk about, is the scarcity versus abundance mindset BS? Is this just something that is made up but doesn't really mean anything? It's just something that personal development people say. And I want to give you some solid proof that is actually something that is legit and real, but only if not used to an extreme. So if used to an extreme, what happens? Well, then you get situations where, life coaches or ridiculous people will say, oh, just adopt the abundance mentality and believe that the world is an abundant place, and you can sit there, continue doing nothing with your life, keep eating potato chips, still put in little work or effort, and all of a sudden money will somehow fall from the sky and flow into your bank account. Now that obviously is not likely going to happen, because if you're not doing anything, it's much less likely that you will get anywhere. Now let's look at the flip side to that. If you take a less extremist view, one clear thing that the abundance and scarcity mindset do is that it opens your eyes to possibilities, gives you hope, and makes you try things that you wouldn't have tried before. So think of it this way. If you have the scarcity mindset, one thing you do is you always compromise. You think the world has limited resources and limited stuff, which it sometimes does, and you think, I can't get this and that. I have to get this or that. So this may mean I can't be rich and happy, or I can't live in a tropical place and have a family and live wealthy and so forth. It's usually, well, I have to compromise. I either have to live here and settle for this job I hate, but it's in a tropical place and it gives me a lot of money, or I have to settle for less money and take a job I love. So naturally, the scarcity mentality immediately makes you assume that there are no other alternatives or options out there. It's a constant theme. Now, some of these may be realistic, but some of these may not be realistic. So, for example, if you're, let's use a relationships Alright, so let's use a relationships analogy. I've already used an example in career. I've used an example in terms of wealth. What about relationships? Here's one. So in terms of relationships, a clear and obvious scarcity mentality situation would be, oh, there's no way I can get a girl who is attractive and smart and supportive. I have to settle. I either have to get a girl who is attractive but a gold digger and horrible person who can't really do much in life, isn't very capable, or I have to settle for someone who is ugly and isn't that attractive but has certain things going for them. Maybe they're supportive, maybe they're emotionally intelligent. Now that is a scarcity mentality in the sense where it's limiting you. I think where the gray line is that sometimes it is true. Like sometimes you have to settle or compromise because you're living in the Great Depression and times are tough, or you don't have much to offer yet yourself, even if you think you are. Maybe you're overweight, maybe you don't have much money, and because of that, obviously it's a market-based system, so women will have better options to choose from. The ones remaining usually have their own issues. So there's that in mind. However, I do think that if you take this scarcity and abundance mentality from a realistic middle ground, it could help you, because you want to look out for those situations where that thinking limits you too much. So think of it this way. What if you can't get that relationship now, but you don't let that limit you, and you know that, if you stick to this fitness program, you can lose that weight, and if you start this business, maybe you can earn that money. Maybe if you take this improv class, you can become funnier and a good personality, and you have all the bases covered, and then you can get a girl who is funny, attractive, and a good, ambitious, successful person. You get the point. So that is a possibility, and maybe you never reach that, but I think the big issue is that people are too rigid. They're way too rigid in their thinking, and they allow that to really screw them over in a sense, because they think to themselves, I can't accomplish that, I'll never be able to accomplish that, when maybe it's partially true that as of right now you can't accomplish that simply because, yeah, you only have so much to offer, but later on that could change. So that is where scarcity versus abundance mindset, I think, can help. The problem being that most people just kind of use it wrong. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button.